Okay, angry judge there. Michael Jaafar, quickly. Hey, this happens, but judges don't like to keep juries waiting. And this guy, although he has that monotone voice, you could feel the tension in that courtroom.
Yeah, the biggest, most annoying things to judge is people who represent themselves, and there's delay in the proceedings because this is not written in stone that it's going to happen in a very choreographed way. Judges are basically the judge, the choreographer. They have to keep everybody on schedule. They're a taskmaster. This is obviously very upsetting. I know that this judge is upset that Lori Daybell is representing herself. I would be upset. I know hundreds of well-deserving young men and women who are trying to build a career for themselves, who are excellent attorneys, who could have easily diced this case up 6 ways to Sunday and probably gotten an acquittal on this case and done it in short order. And the judge knows that, and the judge knows these attorneys because they practice in his courtroom. And so it's very irritating, very annoying. No judge ever wants to feel like their courtroom is being used as a spectacle, which is what I think Lori Daybell is doing. The fact that she does not have an attorney is just bothersome to all parties, apparently except for her.
Yeah, no real reaction from her there when the judge was saying all of this about her attorney. But let's do this. Michael, stand by. That video is something. Let's talk about it with National Trial Attorney Michael Jaafar, who is standing by. Michael, I know you have handled tons of pedestrian injury cases, and they're unique compared to car accidents where cars are lined up, they run into each other in a certain way. Everyone can be different, but that video, that's supposed to be helping the defense, but it does show a tail light shattering when it impacts with an arm.
I was hoping you would say that because I was thinking the same thing when I was watching it. I thought, wait, is this supposed to be helping the defense or the prosecution? This completely, bookends the whole entire prosecution's theory, right? And it shows the consistency of what the prosecution's theory is. So here's the thing. Pedestrian strikes from the front of the vehicle are different than pedestrian strikes from the back of a vehicle, especially when you're talking about an SUV. If he were struck, for example, at 24 miles an hour from the front of the vehicle, truck or car or otherwise, he wouldn't have the injuries he has now. He would have organ damage. There would be injuries to the vehicle on the hood and on the windshield, not necessarily on the windshield, on the tail light. But in the back of a vehicle, especially a truck, you're only going to have injuries to the vehicle that are consistent with taillight damage, potentially the spoiler damage at the top of the truck, right? And so all of the stuff is consistent. You saw the dummy spin around. You saw the arm. You saw all of the stuff. What does the expert want the jury to believe? Like, if we're being realistic,
but is that going to kill him?
John,
that dummy's still standing.
No, but it spun in one of the images, and what we know killed John O'Keefe was him hitting the ground and having blunt force trauma to his head, right? And so the vehicle itself hitting his arm would have spun him off. It wouldn't have killed him. But what would have, and we know that John O'Keefe survived the vehicle collision by at least a few seconds and died later on through, the blunt force trauma got him to the ground, and then the hypothermia is what eventually did him in. So it would not kill him, but it would do the damage necessary to get him to where he was. And so I believe that this video is consistent. Look, Dr. Wolfe's theory, of the rear taillight damage and how it worked, this is helping the prosecution, in my opinion.
Well, let's see where it goes. Let's get our break in and